We are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those
Those
guys.
guys.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And as you know, Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. And this is where we talk about everything in the world of drones and promote the usage of drones. And I hope the weather has been nice where you are and you've been able to get out and fly your drones and exercise your wings and fly. The weather's been nice where you are and you've been able to get out and fly. Let us know how the weather is where you are and if you've been able to get out and fly. Lawrence, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We were running a little late, but we made it. Sometimes you have a little problem with makeup. You know,
Things
what's up with you? What's going on? I'm actually good. The weather just changed for the worse, but
what
I'm
happened?
good. The weather just changed for the worse outside, like
Really did
dramatically.
it?
The wind
Oh,
picked up about 20, 25 miles an hour. The air dropped about 30 to 20 degrees in temperature. Yeah.
no. Wow.
We got
That's
a few people here. Click that like button, guys.
how many people is a few people?
How many people is a few people? Okay. I just refreshed the page so I can get an accurate number on likes, but I saw Gary Draymond. You know my window's taking forever to load now, right? Gary, here we go. Gary Draymond, East Coast, the View Chaser, um,
Draymond.
Jody, Drone Shots was here. And that seems to be about it, at least in the chat. We always have a higher number due to lurkers.
Uh-huh.
But how's everybody doing? What's up? It's hump day on Wednesday night with
It's the
those
middle of the
guys.
week. It's the middle of the week. We got a couple of things to talk about. We got a few areas. I mean, some of it is regurgitated information. Some of it is information you might not be sure of. Some of it is information you might have heard already. Some of it is information that
Hey,
might be
Steve.
interesting to you. And I don't know. I'm just here to share. But
Okay, that's what it's all about, sharing.
yeah, I mean, that's it. But there's been a lot of talk around the drone world. So, like I said, I'm just here to share some of the stuff I've heard.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what's up. We've been doing it for a while, so this meeting is being live streamed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so it didn't matter because I didn't click the OK and we were streaming. So I told you I did an update. Well, I guess
Okay.
that must have been part of the update.
That's what that was you were asking me about last week when you were saying that you get the message, you get the message. Yeah, that they do it differently now.
Wow.
That's
Duh.
just yeah. You
So
gotta
they
that's what they
tied
mean.
me up.
You get the okay and you get good.
All right, it is what it is. What's going on with you? What's
Well,
happening on your side of the world?
well, what am I doing? Well, well, as we all know, I'm preparing to get ready to get out of here and try to shuffle stuff around so I can get out of here to go down to the South Florida Drone Meetup, which happens to be coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, next Wednesday will be our last stream before the meetup, before we're down in Florida.
Will it?
Yep. Next
No,
week, Wednesday will be the 3rd. We're leaving on the 5th. And
no. It'll be the 27th, right? Next week.
okay, yeah.
Then the third,
Something weird
which is
like
our
that.
last Wednesday before the South Florida Drone Meetup. You know, that's what's happening.
Okay, all right.
That's how, that's
Oh,
how it was.
I'm a week ahead of myself.
That's how it was intended to happen, as far as the weeks are concerned.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I may be wrong, you know, but that's how the calendar shows it to me. But yeah. Well, I said there's a lot of things we were talking about. You know, I thought was kind of funny.
Hmm.
Um, Steven, he's a friend of show, good guy.
Yeah, Steve from Finland.
Yeah, from the fly by guys. Yeah, he's
Mhm.
helped me out a lot. Um, he did a video, right? And he had said that it was a video that was in his inbox. What was it from the Dubai? Was it there's a horse race, and over in Dubai.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
an annual. It's the Dubai was it the World Cup,
right.
and it was it's an annual event, right? And I guess this was posted in the Leaford Times. It says, and it was of a video that showing some horses, supposed to be drones, and it's over the track going down above the track above the track. And I don't know if anyone has seen this video, or I guess a lot of guys have seen this video because Stephen is well known.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
the video. This is the video he was talking about. Um, he was saying that how this was fake because the horses, are actually moving a little too fast.
That's one major way you could
Yeah,
tell that
for
it
it to
was
be
not real.
drones in sequence
Right. You
doing
could
that.
tell it was by the speed alone. I've seen a drone light show up in the Bronx when they had the hip hop thing this summer. And I've seen drone light shows on YouTube, etc. Steven, for example, I've seen his drone light shows.
Mhm. Right,
And the drones do not move this fast.
right.
And you could see even with the hand that goes across the screen right here. Hold on.
Well, that
Gonna
was the
flash
point,
it back.
Lawrence. The hand was actually intended for you to make
Yes,
light of the video that no one else who is there
right.
is watching
Seeds. Right. Because if you look down here,
because
there's
they're all actually watching the race.
right. Look for here where the mouse is. The horses are racing. That's what everyone's watching. But
Right.
the hand goes across the screen and makes it. I gave him a thumbs down for it. I gave him no support. I gave him a thumbs down for it. Definitely. But
I,
um
yeah. That one, I thought that one was I thought that one was a good you know, a good grab.
East Coast Act something. I'll have to look into it, not me personally. He says,
But
have you guys seen or heard anything about the PRO Act? Not good for independent contractors. I'm not familiar with it. But if you have a link or something, you can send me a messenger so I can look into it. That would be nice. What's up, Michael Blades?
what I was going to say to you, oh gosh, yeah,
What happened?
that the because Stephen was saying that how that was a fate, and that these guys do these things just to get attention.
Right. It's pretty much being done for a few clicks. It's clickbait
Right.
because that seems to be what's trending now. Fireworks
But
are dead now. That they'll
it's a
title
good
it
try
Fireworks
because
No More. Aloha, Sky Control. He says he's flying and listening at the beach. Well, he got the perfect beach to be flying at out in Hawaii. Yeah. Thanks for listening, man. We appreciate you.
now, if Gary would have said he was out at the beach flying, that's impressive.
He put it in the chat earlier. I have not.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up breaking the damn table.
Oh, I hope not. That's a big table. I don't see it, East Coast, but I see the conversation, but I don't. He's something about a pro act. I'll have to look into that and see
Oh,
what's going on.
okay. Well, I will check that out later. But yeah, Lawrence, I mean, yeah, that was supposedly done as to be to get attention, I guess.
Well, they got the attention they needed, and they also got, by the people who do drone light shows, that community alone let them have it. So, all right, maybe you got a few thousand views, but was it worth it? Now they know you as a fake.
You know, it was
Hey, Warren.
hey, you know what? Did you shout everybody in the chat? I guess yeah.
I did briefly, real quick, but we can do it again. Shout out to Warren, East Coast Thrills Recovery Drone, Draymond, Gary Grant, Ariel, Michael Blades from Rhode Island. um, Sky Control, he's listening to us and
Yeah,
flying
from
in
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Don't forget Jody Drone Shots, SJM Drones. He was here earlier as well.
Yeah, he was here actually first.
Believe I got
You all right? No,
everybody. And if I forgot you, I apologize.
you all right?
What happened?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I just wanted to make sure.
Are you referring? Okay. Draymond is asking, is he referring to the CCP Drone Act bill? Oh, because I was
Oh,
wondering myself.
well, that's the only thing I was thinking about.
Right. Okay.
As
We'll figure it
far
out.
as when you say contractors, like people who are contracted by the government to do work, or
That's what I was wondering also.
like 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 roofing or like construction
Or
companies.
because I'm thinking when you say contractors, I'm thinking independent drone pilots, Part 107 drone pilots who are contracting. I
Right,
didn't know.
that too, because then I don't know if they um, can it come to that point?
Anyway, the talk of the town now is
Yeah, because well, no, seriously, could it come to that point where they tell us that we can't fly that?
yeah, it
And
could.
then what do we
Will
fly?
it
What do we fly? What
happen?
is it?
I don't think
These
so.
are Spectra Airs that we're
Listen,
gonna
I'm not worried
fly?
about it. I'm gonna keep
No,
flying.
but
I'm gonna keep on.
no, because that's been like the buzz I've heard lately. Everybody's been talking about this Spectre Air. What is it from this Cotigo? I don't know how the hell you pronounce that. I guess that's it. Uh, the Spectre Air. It looks like a DJI Air 3. I mean, does it? What doesn't it look like that to you?
It does.
But
It does. Let me pull up the picture, the graphic first.
I've heard a lot of a buzz and talk about this to be like a company that was licensed by DJI to make these off brands or something. I don't know. From what I understand, this first was cited by a video that was produced by was it gentleman show or channel Half Chrome or what you said was?
Yeah, half chrome.
Yeah, and then I saw another video, and what I understand that this company supposedly, what is it? This is what they do. But I looked at these. I've checked out some stuff that I saw here on this, some pictures here of
Yeah,
this Spectre drone.
same radio,
Here,
same drone.
and a lot of it looks very similar and very.
It's not the same radio, though, in the sense that they have different names.
When
But
you say not the
physically, they are
same
the
radio,
same.
um, I looked at the box here and I looked at
Oh,
other stuff here. The specs supposedly are the same.
everything is the exact same as the Air 3, except it's under the name of Spectre. And they even have a website, which they're selling it on Amazon, correct?
Right. Yeah, I seen it sold on Amazon. There was a link I had posted in the
Got it.
description
Give me a second. I got it
that
up now,
should take you
right
to
here.
it.
There you
I
go.
from what I understand that I don't know if how well the drone works, if anyone has it to work it, but
Or anyone who owns one.
yeah,
Everyone I know who
I
has
don't
one,
know anyone that owns one.
They have the Air 3.
And from what I understand, that hmm, it from looking at it, everything looks identical, man. From the advertisement, from the specs on it,
Even down to the battery.
identical.
And if you saw the half chrome video, he took the actual camera lens off of this one and put
yeah, and he swapped it out.
put
Yeah,
on the one from DJI, and they swapped out perfectly.
yeah.
So what's happening with that, I cannot tell you. I honestly don't know. And here's Spectra Air commercial. It says Spectra Air in the beginning. Here, really quick, watch. Right there, Spectra Air. So they even did a little video with it. And to be honest, I don't know what's going on. Huh?
Other than
What do I think? Honestly, I don't know what's going on. That's infringement. Hey, Big Matt, what's good?
Because I don't think
it's infringement if DJI
well,
doesn't know about it, but I think DJI has a few of them have slipped through a side door somewhere, and they've opened up a umbrella business.
No, see, here's the thing, and we've talked about this before, and I've spoken to you extensively about this. In China, that this is easy for stuff like this to happen, especially even if it's licensed, right? To sell these probably at a lower price. I don't know. That was the one thing I didn't check, price for price.
No, we can do that. Well, you go ahead and talk. I'll pull up
Yeah.
Amazon and check.
That was the one thing that slipped me. But anyhow, something like this, right? If it's working as identical stuff like that, you remember when there's two ways you can look at this. And one way you really don't want to look at it, because you remember when they had these knockoff phones and stuff that was going around. They actually, some of them actually worked properly, but they weren't what you thought you had. Well,
yeah. Well, here's something a little interesting.
Here's what I'm saying. What?
Go ahead first. Finish what you're saying first while I set this up.
So when you, like I said, even if they're licensed to sell these, right, or to do this without the DJI name on it, DJI gave them, so if like I've heard the talk of like being able to sell it here, and I just don't understand that, because it's a company based in Hong Kong. So with them being based in Hong Kong, wouldn't that, with any ban that was put on DJI and any Chinese,
affect other companies?
Yeah, wouldn't that affect them as well? So I didn't understand that one, but
that's interesting. But here's something even more interesting. I will share the page. I am on Amazon, right?
Right.
They do not have that combination. Amazon has the combination of one drone, one battery, one controller. Everything that I see on Amazon here is the Fly More bundle. So they have it, the Air 3 on here with Fly More combos. I've looked at mostly Fly More combos. They even have a case here. I scrolled down even more. Air 3 Fly More combo with remote. They have them at different prices. I do not see a combination. What happened?
But why are you looking there, not in the DJI store?
Because that was an Amazon site.
Right.
This one is an Amazon site for them with the Air 3 for 1,100. This is Amazon here itself. I can have it delivered right here to the zip code where I'm at.
What the So it's
the Air 3, it's the Spectra.
And what's in this set? What's in this set?
In the Spectra set?
Yeah, in the Spectra.
Okay. Let's look here. Let's see. Okay, it says dual cameras, both 24mm wide camera.
No, I'm saying in the box.
Oh, in the box? Okay,
I know the specs.
That's this right here.
That's what's in the
power
box.
charger, a gimbal protector, the radio, the drone,
Uh-huh.
and props.
So you
And
got
I'm
one
the
drone,
batteries inside the
you got
drone.
one drone, one battery, one radio.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. DJI
Extra
doesn't have
props.
that set,
Hmm?
and DJI doesn't have that set.
DJI, let's check DJI since we're sharing here.
Oh, well,
DJI official site.
what they said.
Come on, put
Good
another
Lord.
quarter in the slot. Now let me search. Where's the search? DJI Air, and it continues novice squad. I'm trying to find the search bar. There it is. Search for DJI Air 3
Okay,
with RC controller.
that is
Okay.
150. Oh, that's one
Now they have
thousand
it.
five hundred and $49. And that's
That's how
what?
much it
Fly
is.
more? That's for the fly
What?
more.
Yeah, see, the DJI
They
has the
do
fly
not
mode
sell it in that
with the
with that.
RC controller.
Well, let's see. Let's take a look.
I'm here now.
I see
I'm
what you're
looking at it.
but the
Yeah,
RC controller, right, does not the RC2, is that what you're looking for? Or you looking
yeah.
for okay.
I'm looking for it with the RC controller.
Only in the fly more from DJI.
Yep. So that may be the only way you can get it with one battery. Who
What?
knows?
From getting the Spectre?
Yeah,
So
apparently.
guys, jump on it, get your Spectre drones here. Lawrence is taking
We got the link. We got the
Lawrence,
link right,
Lawrence
right
is
here.
taking
No, I'm not taking orders.
Lawrence is taking pre-orders. Now, if you've been around a minute, you know the joke on that one.
Yeah, that's true. But they have it here on Amazon. Here's the Amazon link. All I can say is if you want the link, I'm going to try and post it in here, 1100. That's cheaper than right now. You cannot get it alone. I don't know what's happening. I don't think it'll let you post one of these super long Amazon links in
Oh, okay.
on YouTube. I don't think so.
Well,
Hey,
check
John,
out
Olson.
it's in the description.
Yeah,
And
it's in the description. So,
yeah,
and
that
I just
below.
it's 244 letters over whatever the minimum is. So it's not going to take that. Brooklyn Jimmy, what's good, man? How are you? Don't forget to click that like button, please.
Please, is that what you're gonna say? Hit the like button. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
Lawrence, I also wanted to fill you in on other
What's
than the
that?
Spectre drone because you showed them all those pictures of it, right? Of the Spectre drone.
Pretty much. I have them here still, if you want to see them.
How identical they are to the DJI the Air 3. I mean,
Marketing. Only difference, they are exactly identical, except for one slight difference. The
what?
Spectre has Spectre on the remote controller, and there's no DJI symbol in the middle here
Mhm.
of it. There's no
Does it say
Spectre
Spectre?
symbol. I don't even know if they wrote Spectre on the drone. But from what I saw on Half Chrome's video, the radio does say Spectre.
Right. Yeah, I saw. Well, did it? Okay, because on the pictures that we got here,
Yeah.
I think it did say that on the screen.
On the what? The
On
spring?
the screen.
On the screen.
Yeah, I think it was on one of the pictures that
Yeah, right here. The radio.
yeah,
This
there
is
it is.
called the radio. This one right here you're talking about.
Yeah,
That's just an operating system. You know that.
understandable, but I mean it's in the system. It's in the controller.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, they're doing something.
Listen, DJI has not ordered them a cease and desist, and they're selling it on Amazon. So
So what
that's
I mean, what
okay,
are they
Warren.
It's just called the Spectra Air, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they copy,
Spectra Air. That's it.
so if they copy the Mavic 3 Pro, then what are they gonna call that? Like the Spectre Pro?
I don't know. The big boy Pro. I don't even know if they call it a Pro. But I don't think that's happening. I think this is just a feeler to see if
Really?
another phone company similar to DJI were to come out, would people buy it? Listen, they just opened a store here in New York City, DJI,
What?
the first store they've opened in the United States in years, right?
Let me show you something. It's funny how Americans think.
Hey, Eddie Nunez, what's good, man?
Second they drop that price, nobody's buying that shit.
What happened?
The second they drop that price, nobody's buying it.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? Seriously? When
No,
they drop
seriously. Do you remember, not to cut you up, do you remember who was it? Stephon Marbury.
Yeah,
He went
yeah.
out and proved it. And he went out to the same manufacturers that make the same clothes that everybody runs out and buys, that
Mm-hmm.
manufacturer everybody's going to, and got sneakers made and got clothes made, right? And nobody bought that shit. Why? Because he sold it at the price that it's valued at, and not that these major designers and everybody are selling their products at. And
Right.
it's funny how Americans think that if the price is high and another guy's thing, and it's the same thing, and the price,
Mhm.
nah, something wrong with that because it's
Right.
cheaper.
Right. Right.
Nah.
But check this out. I wanted to say what's going on at Eddie Nunez and Jim Jones
Hey.
who joined, but here's what exactly is going to happen, Herman. If you buy that Spectre drone and you show up at a meetup, all
Mhm.
the bougie DJI guys going to be like, oh, he got the imitation, like the imitation Air Force Ones in the store. People know those are imitation Air Force Ones. So they'll be like, oh, he got the Spectre
Is it?
on the side. I can see it happening already.
Is
These
it?
are bougie ass drone pilots.
Wow.
I see it happening. Oh, let somebody show up with a Spectre.
So you're saying it's like the guys in with the Mini Coopers snubbing
Yes,
the smart car guys.
yes, 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 yes. Yes, that's the same. That's what's
You
going to
got the
happen.
fake little car.
Hey, Scott.
No,
Mm,
oh, so no, I mean it's a little, well, there's I don't know. It's a good idea. I
Brooklyn Jimmy
mean,
said you rocking the rejects. That's what I meant. I was trying to say it. I'm glad someone else did.
that man, you went back.
But listen, Sky Control is right. It comes down to the footage because technically, if it's the same drone,
Exactly.
it will do the same thing.
And
It's
how
all
are you
about
gonna find this out?
unless someone purchases one and orders one. And right now, the only one I've seen was on Half Chrome's video. So let's
Yeah,
see where it goes. Let's see if somebody buys one. No respect for Spectre. Wow, they go in there already.
I'm just saying to you, when you get into it, right? Like, who's
Uh-huh.
gonna take the I mean, this
Who's going to take the chance? Go ahead
hold
and
on,
say it.
hold up, hold up, hold up. There's guys out there that's buying some of these drones that are actually only good for like holding down
Hey,
paper,
Charlie.
or stopping the
So
door
you
from
see the
closing.
guys still out there buying Holly Stones. I get it.
Yeah. So I mean, so somebody, well, but then those are not as expensive as this here either. You know,
True.
I think it's a good idea
It's
if they
it's
get
it's
away with it.
supposed to be the same thing, except for a couple of hundred, from what I hear, a couple of $100 cheaper. I don't know that to
Couple
be true
$100
because
cheaper.
DJI is not selling it in the same format. DJI sells it for 1,099 with the old RCN2 controller.
Yeah, but for the Fly More was at 1,005 and change, right?
Mm-hmm.
549.
Yeah.
So and that's what it was a 1,000 what?
But this one was
Yeah,
11. Yeah, 11.
yeah, 1,100.
Mm-hmm.
How much is the batteries?
Oh, yeah. That's a good question.
No, that's I don't know. Somebody's gonna
Honestly, I
somebody will
think it's
give
a
it a
great
try.
deal.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that get drones sent to them. I mean, other than this gentleman. So,
Yeah, we didn't see any of our influencer friends with any.
well, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, I don't know how that might work. You might, you
Well,
know,
here, hold on. Jody got jokes. He said, well, if Herman would sell me one of them Phantom 4s for like 500, he would have the money to get one.
no. See, and then when I needed,
You won't have it.
when I got a call on the Phantom 4 Pro to do certain things, I don't have it.
Hmm. Yeah, this is true. This is
You
true.
know who you should
But
have hit up?
anyway, it's 5:33 and
It's
we were
fine.
supposed to do something at
Ooh, yeah.
5:30. So let's
Okay.
do it now.
Yeah. For your hard cases for your drones and all your other hard case needs, your collectibles and stuff like that. If you can collect guns and stuff like that, and or you need
Or watches.
watches or any other items, they do a lot of custom cases over at Nanook. And for 10% off on all your Nanook products, you can use the coupon code of Phantom Flight 10. That'll help you out with 10% off on all the Nanook products.
All
So
right.
feel free to use that if you want.
Okay. And with that,
What
we're
happened?
back.
Okay.
Okay, we can go on.
Yeah,
Hey, what's up, Quick Cat?
all right. You know what? I told you what I like with them now, right? They're making uh backpacks now. You know, the whole camera gear, bags and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And well, you can fit everything in there. Like two drones, a couple of sets of cameras and all the equipment. The way they have it with all the little compartments and cases, then stuff inside of the whole bag.
You said Big Mac.
You can you can leave for a couple of days and go for
Big Matt said those are your arms, the Phantom 4 Pro and the Phantom 4 Pro V2.
who?
And Big Matt, he's saying those are your arms, the Phantom 4 Pro and
Oh yeah.
Phantom 4 Pro V2. One in one, right?
Oh, reliable until I say we gotta grab one of those enterprise version of the Mavic 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep on using what I got.
Hey, Paul, how are you? What's up, Legend Big?
It's just not good enough anymore.
Welcome, Paul. Hope all is well. Angie, what's good? How are you?
And
Angie done changed. Angie done changed her YouTube. She done went all professional on us.
uh-oh. What
And
happened?
now it's Angie Anderson Aerial Adventures, which I actually like better.
Oh,
To be honest. I'm just messing with her.
okay. I like that. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Sounds a lot more professional. Not
Mm-mm-mm.
professional, professional. No, it sounds a
So
lot more professional. Definitely.
so the
We
Spectre
helped
drone
the
is where to go, right, Lawrence?
for the price, for the
Yeah.
price, for somebody out there who's new to drones, I guess that's a decent price. One
Okay.
battery, one drone. And
And a nice funky controller.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
You're getting
I
it, at
think
least
so.
you're getting the better controller with the antennas on them.
But does it work?
Well, we've yet to see. We've yet to see, seriously.
Well, you know what? There's guys out there.
Congratulations, Paul. A real quick announcement.
Mhm.
Legend Big took his Part 107
Okay.
US
Okay.
license today, and he
Congratulations.
passed.
Congratulations.
He's officially one of us now, one of the boys.
Congratulations. Congratulations. So now you could join the club of all of the other people who are now confused about whether they're flying recreational or as a hobbyist recreational or as a professional pilot at the time that they're approached by the law.
That's how it's going down.
Yeah, that's all it matters. That's the only time it matters, right?
Yeah, true. That is true. I believe honestly, if I was not a Part 107 several times while flying, the cops might have been like, "Yo, get the hell out of here." It
That,
is
that's
OcuSync
that
4,
exactly
just
what
like
I'm saying. Because if you're a hobbyist, they can tell you to get the hell out of here.
Big Mac, you're correct. It is OcuSync 4, just like DJI. Hmm.
Uh-oh. Look out.
One of us, one of us.
You know what? Talking about DJI, right? It
Yeah.
seems like this ban on DJI is spread to Connecticut. So now
Oh
I
no.
guess the
Oh no.
municipality, yeah, they're trying to stop them in Connecticut from using the DJI stuff too. So it's spreading like wildfire.
It is, but to be honest, I don't think it will actually come to fruition. Vic
Well, what do
Moss
you
doesn't
mean?
think so either.
What happened?
Vic Moss doesn't seem to think so either, that they're going to
Hmm.
ban DJI totally across the United
You're
States,
not
because I
listening
don't see
to
them
what
ban.
I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Connecticut, just like other states, have stopped their people from using,
Using DJI
yeah,
drones.
the
Yeah,
police and
everyone's
all of
jumping
that
on the
stuff. Right.
bandwagon.
That will always stand if they wanted to.
Yeah, it's the government. It's it,
Right. They
and I was
use
wondering
whatever
if
they
this is
want.
what, yeah, I'm wondering if this is what East Coast Thrills was talking about, because the government is
Government.
pulling, each individual state are making their local municipalities stop using DJI drones. So when you hear there's a ban on DJI drones, don't think that you as a recreationalist and right now as a Part
Mhm.
107 won't be able to still fly. They're talking if you work for the government, the FBI, the FAA, government agencies, city agencies, police, law enforcement, search and rescue, emergency, EMS, all of the above, they don't want you using DJI drones.
Yeah,
Plain
that's
and
what
simple.
they're trying to say.
But if you're
That,
a normal person out there on the street and you want to buy one, you have all rights to it.
that's what they're talking.
At least for now.
That's what they're
At
talking.
least for now. That's all I'm going to say.
You know what?
So, huh? Yes.
Ooh, DJI. They they put out a little teaser of a launch,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the Avata 2.
It's not the Avata 2. You're right about that.
No, it's not Avata.
I like it because it sounds like a spaceship.
Yeah.
It keeps going on and on. If you don't stop it, it'll just keep looping like this.
Like
But
it's coming
I
to
thought it
get you,
was
right?
interesting. Huh? Yeah.
Like
And
it's
you
coming
guaranteed to watch, you're guaranteed to watch it at least 3 times.
to
I'm telling you. It sounds like it sounds like something out of Star Wars. Will Spectra be the luxury brand of DJI? Rick Draymond said
Here
this.
we go. It's not gonna be like Toyota and Lexus. Stop. Or
Ashley
like
Brown, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Lincoln and Ford. It's not gonna be the no, it's not.
I don't think so
That
either.
would be funny.
Really? Would you think they might be the Kia of the United States?
You know why that'd be funny?
Why?
Because I could see guys buying the DJI one, right? And those guys that like to tinker with their own stuff,
You're
they'll
right.
start working on their own drones later on. I had to look in their Spectra parts inside their DJI drones. It just says
Hey,
Spectra right on it. And it's
right.
like,
You go to
yeah,
search, you know how you go to register your drone and you take a picture of the serial number inside the
yeah.
drone so you can make it
It
bigger,
comes
and all of a sudden you see Spectre.
come up with Spectra. Yeah.
Oh, well, that was like the video you sent me, Herman, where guy says people spend all this money to buy a Rolls Royce, right? How much is the Rolls Royce? 100,000, 200,000? No, 600,000 dollar
Yeah.
car. But
Yeah.
70 to 80% of a
But it's a
Rolls Royce is
BMW.
BMW. And if you can open up your Rolls Royce for 600,000 and see parts that say BMW on it, that's
Ah,
crazy.
it's the same as your
It's
Lambo.
about the name.
Well, it's kind of the same as the Lambo and stuff like that, and and your Bugatti and a few other cars. Volkswagen has their hands all up in there.
Yeah, right. Of course, the Volkswagen owns all of that. I didn't know until you had told me that.
Yeah,
Volkswagen owns Bugatti and all of those car
it's,
companies over there.
it's just this. It's terrible. It's just terrible. You look at it like when I found that out, I had a Volkswagen GTI years ago, right?
Hmm.
And I was looking at like parts and stuff like for like the mirrors and the motors and stuff like that, and it was like that.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm taking them from the BMW because
Wow.
it's the same as the one that's on the Volkswagen, but yet
Okay.
they're gonna sell you the BMW for like, you know, 20 grand more.
Of course.
The mirror popped right on, the wire harness pops right in. It's the same. It was
You
the same.
see what Big Mac put? Driving a Bugatti Volkswagen. Exactly. Exactly. If I when I saw you put me on to that.
Well, check it out.
How many car
Um,
companies
there's a lot of car companies
are
like that.
they are owned? Hold on, I can't spell.
There's a lot of
By
car
are owned
companies
by
that are involved
Volkswagen.
that are owned by the same companies.
Here, check this out real quick, Herman. How
Mhm.
many car companies that are owned by Volkswagen? 10 brands, 5 European: Volkswagen, Volkswagen commercial vehicles, Skoda, Seat, Cupra, Audi, Lamborghini, Bentley, Porsche, Ducati, and I know Bentley's in that group as well. Bentley and Bugatti are in that list.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Between Volkswagen and Audi, they're almost as big as Ford and GM, Draymond says. Now, see that I didn't know either. Between
Yeah,
Volkswagen
they
and Audi, they're
probably
almost as
make a
big.
better product.
They definitely do. Both companies, Draymond, Volkswagen and Audi, definitely do make a better car than Ford and GM. Sorry for all you Ford and GM owners, but unless
Listen,
you've
I
been in
drive
an
I
Audi,
drive a GM vehicle,
yeah,
and I've driven a Ford, and I don't know. Ford just doesn't make vehicles like they used to.
yeah, no one in America does, but we still do. We're still spitting them out. So that's all that matters.
Well, you know, Lawrence, one of the biggest talks and stuff that we were talking about last week, and everybody's been
Mm-hmm.
talking about was the fact about this whole remote ID. And and I was shocked that when I saw this because according to Drone DJ, that most of these companies not even ready for
Hey,
remote ID. The
chaos.
hell with who's compliant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just thought that was crazy. You're talking about with 70% of the major drone manufacturers are
Hey, Tammy Jean.
still well, probably are compliant, but I guess that there's a whole lot that well, let's look at this. From what they claim, and this was done with a study from was it Sky Safe? There was like
Yeah, logistics company.
yeah, logistics. So their team found that there was significant issues with how these companies were implementing the remote ID standard that was implemented by, I guess, the FAA, and how this was supposed to be done. And I didn't realize that. Well, let's look at this for real. And when they look at their finding on what they found, and I
Mhm.
and I'm almost, I like, you get what bothers. I don't even want to say it bothers me, but the thing that I look at with this is that with all of the time that was implemented and the the time that was pushed back, right, to do this, I
Right.
guess I'm starting to wonder now, like, if some of these companies actually want to do this anymore, because the time that was delayed for the companies to be compliant. And when I look at this list and they say that Skydio, like, I expected this because
Hmm. We'll talk. We'll go on with the story, but
Skydio is fully ready, so they say. Well, we only got what, 2 drones, so I mean, I guess that doesn't make it too hard to do, right?
yeah.
So, um, they say that DJI is has minor issues, you know, but DJI is, from what we know and from what we've,
Is a lot more
that's
compliant than most.
they're, yeah, well, ready as far as the drones that they have on that are out there that are still flying. That's where you look at this and say that when you say they mostly, have minor issues.
Hmm.
There's drones that DJI has that are still flying that are not on this list, that are not remote ID compliant because you got to use a module. That's all. But there are drones that are. You understand where I'm from?
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah.
So
I do.
so that is the thing. So you know, the thing what I thought was interesting is that companies like Parrot needs improvement with what they have. They got some issues with using a different system that I guess on some of their drones, other than the one that you know the FAA approved.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it was what is it? The FAA has was a FAA approved. It was the 1588E prefix, and they were using the P 1040.
Yeah, they're using a protocol that was
Yeah,
not recognized by the FAA. The FAA
right,
said if you want to fly here in the States, your prefix has to start with these numbers, 1588E. After
right.
that, whatever you put after it, we don't care. But these numbers have to be somewhere in your prefix number.
And that was where they were having their issues. Yes. So
Right.
now you look at Ortel. Now, how does Ortel have these major problems?
We'll get into it. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, Ortel just seems like the drone company, right? And if you want to relate it to like Little League and shit and baseball, it's like the guy that's on the bench and the coach always looks at him and puts him in these strikes to fuck out. It's like
That's
when
because
you
the coach's car was funded by his daddy. That's why that kid gets up there and strikes out every game.
I just like Ortel, like when are you gonna, it's like when are you gonna clean your
Well,
place?
see, everyone bragged about Ortel not being remote ID compliant. And right now, from what you're reading in
And
that
I don't
list,
understand that. Yeah, go ahead.
Parrot is beating them. Parrot is beating them. Of course, out of all the consumer drones, DJI is at top. Okay, Skydio went government, so they don't count. But DJI is on top. Then we have Parrot, and then we have Autel.
Yeah, but I just look at, and then when you get down to the bottom of the basement, those are not
Mr.
drones, so
J.
I'm not even going to talk about them.
Well, you know what it is in the list here. Autel's problem is they are, well, they claim they were compliant. Let me read it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
SkySafe found that remote ID is enabled or disabled depending on the firmware version with Autel drones.
Mhm.
But it supports a configurable mutable mode on the mobile app and older drones, which means you can turn it off. The
Mhm.
FAA and SkySafe want it so that you cannot turn off remote ID every time you're in the air. The remote ID is on, thus making you seen by every other thing that's flying around.
Right,
And
and
that's the problem that they have with Autel. And they say major flaws with
that's
it.
major.
And then you have three more companies that are at the bottom of the list.
Those are drone companies.
Well, if you want to, they fly. They
How
fly.
you pronounce this? Because the third was it unique. He lived down the
Unique is
street.
the third one. Yeah, that's unique.
Yeah, he lived down the street.
You're not talking unique from the hood.
Oh, so, my bad.
That's unique to the drone company. YUNEEC.
Yeah, and hey, Ray Kelly, what's up, Captain?
Hey, what's up, Ray Kelly? And then you have
Yeah,
EXO
yeah.
and Swell Pro, who sells the waterproof drones that people
Swell
use.
Pro, yeah. The water was that the waterproof drones that no one you know has one.
And EXO is the drone company that's marketed as made in the US, but branded by Hubson in Asia. We're not going to go. But meanwhile,
Isn't that the drone company that gets passed around like a cheap trick?
yep, yep. Someone buys it and then they sell it a few weeks later after it's been told. Yeah, yeah, that's the
They're
company.
playing hot potato with a drone company.
Whoever has the money of the month can buy that company.
Oh, you're so wrong.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Tammy, I
Yeah,
ain't seen
Tammy's
you
been here a
today.
minute. Tammy's been here for a little while. Everyone's hanging
Hold on
out.
a second. Bill, coast to coast, please. Hey, how you doing, Bill? Get well soon, man. I heard you had surgery.
Okay, yeah, yeah, get better soon. I
Please.
didn't hear anything about it. I'm just hearing for the first
Yeah.
time. So
Oh, you didn't hear about Bill having surgery?
no, I didn't
I
actually.
heard,
So get
I
better
heard he
with
had surgery.
Godspeed, man. Get back up and running around
So I don't I guess that he's not going to be at the South Florida
at the
Drone.
meetup. At the meetup, yeah. Well, anyway, that's the top list of non-compliant remote ID. Of course,
Really? How
Skydio is
non-compliant are they?
well, Skydio is number one, of course, fully ready. DJI, they say has issues. And you want to know what the issues really are? Every drone
Mhm.
after the Mini 3
Mhm.
is remote ID compliant pretty much. And the Mini 3 and the Mini 4 Pro with the battery don't
Mhm.
qualify for
Okay.
remote ID because they're under 250 grams. Now, if
Mhm.
you put in the extended battery and it pushes it over that 250-gram weight, then you should be transmitting. So I'm wondering how that's going to work alone, but that's the only flaw that they're really talking about
Uh-huh.
or stressed about. Every other drone seems to be remote ID compliant,
Okay.
which is a good thing. And cross that off the list.
Okay.
I can't see the chat. Let me go back to the chat.
Well,
Okay.
well, Lawrence, you can't. Oh, well, yeah. I don't know what you think
What?
as far as this list. I'm
Um,
I'm good with it. Yeah, like I said, the bottom three, nobody's really buying. Well, I can't really say that because there are people who would buy that, like
what do you mean?
the Exo drone and
People are selling them. They're still on the market. You can
no
find the
matter.
Hexel drone. You
No, I'm
can
just
find
saying, like you. I mean, even amongst people who know better, who've
right.
experienced better, like it's like okay, like if you've flown. Okay, do you
Go
remember
ahead.
when Gary said that he was bringing his Air 2S down
Mm-hmm.
to Florida?
Yeah.
What did he say? Was leaving home what?
I don't remember word for word.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he said he was leaving home a couple of drones that you don't even talk about. And I'm gonna ask you why you don't talk about them. You don't talk about them because you can't recommend them because you won't buy them.
True.
Okay, so a lot of those drones fall under that category. But there are guys that'll keep trying to see if that thing will fly. And I get it. I feel you. Knock yourself out. I'm not buying them. You get like $2,000 worth of those
Gary
drones.
says he's
Don't
leaving his
work.
Exo at home.
Oh,
Why, Gary? Bring whatever you want to fly down there.
that thing get too close to the causeway to go right down in the drain. Lose
Oh,
control.
see.
They
Oh,
said Big Mac
Jim,
it'll
Jim
do one of
Droning
them
said
stutter moves and go right down into the water.
that's funny. Jim Droning said DJI is out of Air 2Ss because of Gary.
It's a,
You know, I'm trying to
how
decide whether to
Gary?
bring my Air 2S
It's
or
not
my.
Gary's fault.
I'm trying to decide whether I should bring my Air 2S or just bring my Mavic 3.
Bring the
But
Mavic 3. The hell with it.
there's nothing to shoot around the hotel except you
Okay.
go up over the trees. You have the highway and the bridge in that direction. Then in the other direction is dark.
Okay. So then bring
So
all
unless we're going to go near a city, unless we're going to a city, in fact, we should plan that. Make a plan to go to a city or where there's some tall buildings and get some night shots.
really.
You know what? I may start a coup. The first night there, we're going to do something funky. We're going to do
Oh
something. We're
God,
going to get
no.
together. We're going to leave the hotel room. We're going to leave the hotel
I
and we're going
think
to
you should
go.
leave that for the next night because I think
Everyone will be
they
getting
want
up
to
early
start
for
early.
Saturday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so leave it for Saturday evening. All right.
Or even Sunday into Monday when the police don't even want to be bothered.
True. See,
When a
Sunday night
group,
going
when a
into
group
Monday,
of
that would
people,
work too.
when a group of people going and take photos of place that others have seen a million times and don't
Well,
even know
that
you
would be the
there.
only way I would bring my Mavic 3. If we could
Uh,
go someplace, but see, I don't need it just to take pictures, but if I'm going to shoot video, then I would need it. Gary says he can't fly at night. I'm too drunk.
I won't tell nobody.
Yeah, we got to sit down and break bread with Gary. We
And
didn't
then
meet.
technically, Gary, that only applies if you have your Part 107.
This is true. You know, there's an 8 hour buffer.
if you know if you know Part 107, you can drink and fly all you want. Pilots do it. Don't tell me they ain't got nips in that room up there, man.
Oh,
Come on, man.
now that they're sealed into the cabin.
Yeah, what? They probably got a dispenser in there. You just hit the button and they just come out, like you just hit the button and they just come out.
Canada chaos. He's from Canada. Gary's from Canada.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, but I mean, unless there's something that we could catch, like a city scene or
I'm
a
just
row
joking
of
about
a
the
row of
pilot.
a row of condos or something at night, I don't see a reason in bringing my Mavic 3.
Okay.
Yeah, Scott, it is almost time to go to the meetup, man.
Where?
Almost.
Oh, almost. It's almost that time. But
Frank Rizzo, what's good? God bless
Lawrence,
America. Welcome to the stream.
oh, hey, God bless America. What's good, Frank? Frank!
Well, we hope to see you guys down there. I look forward to getting out of New York and letting my hair down and
You're here. Uh-oh.
yeah.
Look
I'm gonna
out.
comb my hair and everything.
Uh-oh. Well, here's what I wanted to talk to you about before you start letting your hair down and stuff. Last week, we spoke about some photos and some stuff that was spread around by your man there, Osita LV55,
Right.
whatever you want to call him. And my man from Quadro News there, Igor,
Yeah.
and and there was some stuff they mentioned and some pictures about the goggles and the Avatar 2.
Yes.
So now, in between that time and now, there was some stuff that everybody has probably heard of and seen, and there was some stuff put out there also in Drone DJ, of some FCC database leaks, and there was some photos that or some labels or whatever from the FCC showing like ID numbers, FCC IDs, and there was stuff that was there posted shows that I guess that the remote controlled RC3 remote control is it, whatever they called it. There.
You mean
Yeah,
these, hold on, this
yeah,
FCC,
yeah. There was all yeah,
this one here.
yeah. No, no. The first picture, the number one picture that I sent you, showing that there was a label listed.
I have two
It
labels
was only
for the
labeled.
motion. I have one for
It was
the,
only
I have a
labeled to
label.
you as number one.
I have a label here for the remote controller 3. I have a
Yes,
label here for the motion
that,
3.
that,
Okay.
that.
Okay.
The one that was labeled number one.
There we go.
Yes, that one. That
Okay.
was interesting. See, because that was the label that everybody quite saw. You saw that on Drone DJ.
Yeah.
That one and the other white label that we're showing there now also says talk about the Motion 3, and it shows there the battery milliamp hours, right? Of the
Yeah.
2,600 milliamp hours,
Yeah. Right here.
which is pretty much the same as the other one. It has about approximately 9 hours or whatever, something like that. Just like it was, I don't believe it's any different from the
Yes, it's the same
original.
thing on the controller as well. 2600
Right.
mAh at 9.36 wattage hours, however they calculate that.
What the 2,600 milliamp hours?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was the label. Then they had two other labels that went into going on talking from the FCC, showing the voltage and talking about the goggles and stuff like that too, right? On the last label that you had, because there
That
was
might
two
be this
labels
one.
that they had.
Hold on. This one here. Yeah, powered battery 2150. Oh, this is on the Avata 2.
Right, a label talking about the Avata 2, and
Yeah.
then giving you all of the information from the FCC that showed that everybody saw that, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
quite sure everybody saw that by now. Then they had another one that was showing you the information for the goggles 3.
That's this
What
one
I want
here.
to know is how good is this motion controller? Because they claim that it's designed for what, racing?
The motion controller?
Yeah, and for freestyle flying, for pilots to fly freestyle.
Okay, so they must have added some features to it because um, the last two controllers that I know of were basically for a sin whoop flying or cruising,
Okay,
cinematic flying. So
I
this
got
one is supposed to be designed for racing now.
you. Okay.
We shall see. Only they know. Hey, Flying
Hey,
Flynn.
that's your people up there. DJI.
Listen,
Gotta
I'm
love it.
just
Gotta
looking at the
love it.
stuff they're coming out with. Hey, Mark Fisher, what's up?
Mark, you going down to Florida for this South Florida drone meetup?
Good question.
No, I just wanted to ask. I mean, you know, you know, that this is all part of the of your consumer drone report.
Okay.
Yeah. Also in the consumer drone report, I wanted to talk to you about a little bit was it seems like DJI is fighting back. They're not taking the bands and all of the sand being kicked in their face while they're trying to get a suntan on the beach lightly.
Right.
So what do I mean by that? Well, they've hired an attorney to because I guess they want to try to shake the stench that they have on them off. So they've hired
Hmm.
an attorney, Miss Loretta Lynch is her name,
Yes.
to help them with their alleged ties to the Chinese military.
Keep in mind, you got to mention her title.
Well,
For those who don't
I'm
know Loretta Lynch, who she is.
I'm getting there. You
Okay.
know, this all goes back to when the U.S. labeled them as a threat to the United States, and
Hmm.
they have these alleged ties to the U.S. military. Now, Miss Lynch is the former Attorney General under the Obama administration.
Correct.
She also ran the U.S. Justice Department from 2015 to 2017, all the time, and and she happens to is a partner at the what's this, the Paul Weiss law firm,
Hmm.
and from what I understand from reading from checking it out in Reuters, and then also I saw in Drone XL, there was an article that you guys could check out where she wrote a letter apparently to senior was it defense department official, and in behalf of DJI, asking for DJI to be removed from the list of Chinese companies that are affiliated with, supposedly listed affiliated with the Chinese government.
Right.
Now, from what I understand, that stuff like this is no different than like the ACLU has done stuff like this, and there's others have done this, and for DJI to lobby here in the States, they would have to get an attorney here in the States to do that. They couldn't hire an attorney from over in China to do this.
Right. Right. You need an attorney in the country.
Do you think this was a good idea with the DJI? And what do you think, Lawrence? I mean, it's a good move.
Honestly, at first I didn't think it was, but then knowing what I know about United States law, in order to sue somebody, bring someone to court from another country or someplace else, they need to have representation here. So in other words, if I wanted to sue someone in California, I would have to find a lawyer locally in California to represent me in California from New York. So that's exactly what they're doing with Loretta Lynch by bringing her a top lawyer in from a top law firm to represent and say, hey, these allegations are fake. There's no heartbeat sensors. Facial recognition is not relevant in these drones, blah, 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 blah. Millions of dollars will be lost if you force our government agencies to stop using DJI drones. I think law enforcement will be hurt. Search and rescue will be hurt. To be honest, they're doing the right thing. They're not sitting down. They're putting the boxing gloves on and saying, all right, you want to play ball? I'm going to bring the ball to your court and we're going to go to court.
Well, I mean, I hear you and I feel the same way. To an extent, I just look at it. I was like, well, I start hearing some of these. I'm like, wow, finally you taking this thing serious. I mean, this happened quite a little while ago that this letter was written. But I think that it is something that needed to be done. I think that the DJI
long ago, I agree.
The DJI has to do something.
I just saw what Jim's droning put.
And I think that the person that they got for to help them, I don't know to the full extent of how much friends she has up there right now. I mean,
right,
especially amongst well, within the Democratic Party, I guess. So to help with that, so I don't know. I know a lot of guys don't like to talk politics, but this is one of those things. It's a story that DJI's got to do something, and that was
well, they, like you said, they have to step up and address these allegations, because if they allow it to happen here in the States, what's going to happen is another country can do the same thing.
Well, I would,
because they're watching the United States to see how this is handled.
Well, I mean, it all depends on what other countries are looking to do, and if other countries all right. Let's look at this intelligently. We just looked at a list of drones that we were talking about
are not compliant,
that are having issues with remote ID. And we spoke about this even when Vic was here. Let's say DJI ceased to exist here in the United States. What does that do for consumer drones? Let's say Chinese drones, period,
cease to exist. There are no consumer drones made in the United States that people would buy. There
are no real consumer drones in the United States for people to buy.
Exactly. Now,
So
the only
going back
percentage,
to even like this that's the Spectre drone, that technology doesn't even exist here. So
Jeff
what does that
Norman,
tell you?
hold on one second. Let me just answer Jeff Norman real quick. He says he spoke to someone who worked for the NSA. The Chinese government can definitely get access to the flight logs of any DJI drone anytime they want. That's not the issue, Jeff. The DJI, when you by opening that box and flying that DJI drone, you have you are agreeing to DJI's terms. So whether you have that option turned on or not, on or off, of course they have access to your flight logs. That they're a company, they're supposed to. They're supposed to have that. What the United States government is saying is
That
DJI
we would
drones have
rather
heartbeat
Google or
sensors,
somebody
and
here doing it.
no, they have heartbeat sensors, they have facial recognition, and we fly these drones every day, all the time. We know this
Well,
not to be true.
that
So
was just
DJI,
some scared tactic, fear monger, but that's not kind of not what really what I'm talking about. I mean, they have to have someone here to lobby
to
for that.
represent them, yes, I understand that. I'm behind that 100%. You cannot go to another country. For example, we cannot sue DJI
With a
in
lawyer from
China
downtown.
unless we have a lawyer in China to take them to court. And the same thing applies here in the United States. If in order for
Good
DJI to
luck
stand
on
up and
that.
come to court, well, DJI is ready to come to court. According to this article, they're ready
You
to
heard
put the
me?
gloves on and say, let's go.
You heard
Huh?
me? Good
What?
luck on getting a lawyer in China to take DJI to court.
Exactly. Exactly. But I think it'll go a lot different here in the States, just because they have a former U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch. I mean, she's not a slouch. You could look at her history.
Well,
So,
yeah,
and
true.
she's getting paid as a lawyer to handle a job. Now, how well she handles the job, that's to be seen.
Well, like I said, how many people does she know up there that she can sway?
Huh, who knows,
Yeah, I already told you how that works.
right?
I told you how that works. You go to a court case, right? And you got that lawyer that says to you, listen, I think you should take the plea. What plea? Whatever they offer you.
Right.
Then you got that other lawyer that comes in and he tells you, listen, you give me 10 grand and I'll work for you. I'll do whatever I can to get you off. Then you got that
Right.
other lawyer that comes in and he says, listen, I need 10 up front, and then another 10 when the case gets started, and and then another 25 when it's over. You know what that
Yeah,
guy is
that's
gonna
how it
do?
goes.
That guy is taking the money to grease the wheels that's gonna get your ass out of
Yeah, for that little bit of time
it.
until yeah, I get it. I get how it goes. I do get it. Well, I wish them
So
luck. We're gonna stay on top of it. We're gonna try and stay on top of it. It's all Ray Kelly says it's all about politics and making money, like Mark said. This is true. But he watched Lawrence sweep his driveway this morning on Google Earth. Wow. You guys are crazy. So, all because, yeah, it's true. Google Earth does show everything,
well, they would rather
but Google Earth, honestly, is off between a year and 2 years.
they would rather Google do it and
And your
not.
cell phones, and your cell phones.
Right, they would rather Google do it because they can do to Google later on what they're worried about the Chinese government doing to DJI.
You see what Tammy put? She put, I don't think the issue is with consumer drones. The problem is major infrastructure being mapped out, etc. With DJI drones. Chinese companies must cooperate with the CCP for espionage purposes. This is true. This is true. If the United States had a drone company that was selling in other parts of the world, I'm sure they would be just concerned about the United States drone delivering back information as we are about DJI. You agree When you open that box and you activate it, if you read the fine print, it says for technical reasons, for technical support, we need access to flight logs. And Mark is perfectly correct. Satellites, period. Collect
Okay,
all
but
that.
let me ask you a question. When you get any app on your cell phone, right, which is the world's largest security threat, what do those apps ask you for?
Permissioned access to your phone books, your phone calls, your contacts, all kinds of shit. Every time you
To do what?
download,
To be a flashlight,
every time you download
right? To give you the
King's
lotto
Throne,
numbers.
Herman, that game, King's Throne or whatever game you download, Fortnite to your phone, they ask for access. Now, why does the game need access to your phone contacts, your email accounts, and whoever you text in the last 72 hours every 3 days? So, and we're agreeing to all of that being done just to play freaking slots on our phone.
Or even just to be a flashlight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I
Computers that
mean,
keep DJI records on a computer in the US are run by the USA company. That would solve the security issue like the EU does. It would. I agree with you 100%, Jeff Norman. And
well,
I
see,
think
that's what I
DJI
meant
will
about
probably do that.
standards and certain things that they don't have in place here to even say, like, well, this is something that we should do or something that should be done.
Right. Well, Jeff Norman has a valid point because they do this in the world of video games. And what one of the largest video games out there is World of Tanks. World of Tanks was owned at one time by a company here in the United States. They wind up being sold to a company in Russia. Now, the deal is in order for this game to run and operate in the United States had to have servers here in the United States that they can filter through, filter the gaming and all of that. And that's exactly what they agreed to do. Okay, we want millions of people in the United States to play this game. Okay, let them have access to the servers. Let them look for whatever the hell they're looking for. And it's run like that. And it's like that, a Call of Duty. Xbox does it all the time. So I believe, honestly, Herman, if DJI was to say, all right, let's put a server in California, wherever the hell you want us to put a server, and that server will relay everything back to China. How would you like that? Then what would the United States say? Or what could they say?
But then you would have to have repairs and everything done here.
Yeah, of course. Of course. We have repairs being done here locally. DJI drones are being repaired here.
And because those are the only place, and then you would have to monitor where those records are going once they get them. Because
Listen,
you
I
can't
get it.
have warranty without those flight logs.
I do. You're right. You will not have care refresh either for your potato drones when they crash.
You understand? I hear you, Tammy. I hear you.
You're not providing the kind of information with your phone that you are with an M30. True, due to mapping, right? Location. I get it. But if DJI were to put a server here in the United States and say all information going out through our drones will go out through the server and you guys can see for yourself.
But when
Or
you have
filter it, or even filter it.
but when you have information that's going to Pix 4D and stuff like that, and like where does that information go?
I couldn't tell you, but Gary's out his mind. He says Google knows what time I get up to pee at night. My Nest smoke detector rats me out. Who knows what my iPhone is telling about me?
Take your watch off. It won't know, Gary.
No, I do get it. And now see what Tammy Jean says. Oil lines, pipelines, electrical grids map that shit out and turn it over to China. That's true. That is true.
You understand what I'm saying to you? When you do all of these things and you're sending your stuff into these servers that are called a cloud.
Yeah, yeah.
and your work is being processed. Where is that stuff going? Who gets that information?
Yeah, hold on, hold on. Another thing that Mark put. I wish I could speak on this because believe me, they could get whatever they want with satellites. They were doing this back in the day, so you can imagine now. This is true. That's why it's so much bullshit.
Right.
And that's being honest. We know it's a lot of bullshit. If pockets were being greased and the people were money was going where it was supposed to instead of straight back to DJI, it would be a different story. Look what Skydio did here in the United States. They came up with a drone. They got government contracts. They said, here, let's test our drone out on the consumer. Skydio won. They tested it out on the consumer.
I thought
Skydio 2
the
came out.
government contract came after the drone that they were having trouble bringing to market.
Right, but they went straight government. They gave up anything anti-Skydio.
This was after they were trying to produce a consumer drone. And the reason why I say this about consumer drones is that everybody could say it's not an attack on consumer drones, but when if you ban the DJI and Autel these Chinese made drones, what other consumer drone are you going to get?
There are none. There are none.
All right.
There are none. And you can't even buy a Skydio because they don't sell to anyone other than the government now. So
the Skydio took their money and turned it back on them.
right, Mark. They were using satellites years ago to obtain information and things, but it's a lot more than that. Because now this ban, we talked about it. You got to go back to a Wednesday night with those guys. I don't remember what number, but there are agencies like in Texas that have found a loophole around this, Herman, if you know where I'm going with this. And that loophole is flying using third-party apps.
But see, these are all governments. Those are all government suggestions on how to mitigate the risk of your software, your information being sent to China. That's all. Or to DJI.
Yeah.
That's all that was about. Pretty much, and these are all government based ideas and things. Like I said, DJI was smart play by getting Miss Lynch to help
representation. Yes.
Yeah, is there to represent them. She's got, I guess, friends in the Democratic Party. I guess maybe she can get
whatever party it is. She
was under the Obama administration, so I mean, I would assume that's where most of her friends are as Democrats.
Well, I wanted to read something because it says, however, the American Civil Liberties Union and others assert that broadening disclosure requirements could act as a barrier to legally protect free speech. Now, I'm only reading that because the government is trying to say that it's appalling for a former senior U.S. official to use their connections to serve the interests of United States adversaries. Now they're calling DJI and China U.S. adversaries. And it goes on. I mean, stop it, man. These guys, you know what happens when people throw rocks?
It's wordplay, Lawrence, and it feeds the mind of some people.
Fear-mongering. Right. We talk about it all the time, fear-mongering. So now DJI is an adversary. Got to tape my camera.
This is starting to remind me of?
What?
I don't even talk about it.
All right.
That one day. That one bad day.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. We have to do this little sponsor drop at 6:30. We missed the 6 o'clock one, so we have to do this.
You really messing up there, Lawrence.
Listen. I got engaged in a conversation. We've been going for a minute talking about this. right?
Okay,
So
well,
hold
get
on,
it.
go ahead with our 6 o'clock sponsor.
Go ahead. Yeah, drone a dare. For pilots looking to scale their operations. If you're looking to start a business or you even have a business and you're having trouble with your keeping records of your work, your payments,
Your
or
customers,
anything, even your customers. Drone a dare is like the one-stop shop for all drone pilots. And even if you're looking to pick up some new work, Drone a dare can help you out. So feel
there
free to
you
check them
go.
out. There's a link in the description below.
We are those
Don't
guys, Ariel,
feel free to
are
check that out.
registered through Drone Adair as well.
Who? What?
And they actually it's a good site because they literally will help you find work in your area, no matter what state you're in. So this is internationally. Check them out. They'll even set up a personal Zoom meeting with you if you want to find out more about Drone Adair, correct, Herman?
Yeah, just check them out.
Okay, we're
There's
done.
a free 30-day trial out there to see how you like it. Set up your own
In the
dashboard
description,
and everything.
yes, there is a
So
trial.
feel free to check it out. Yes,
Government
Lord.
overreach. I didn't see. Grant, thanks for reminding me. I hit that.
Who? What?
Thank you much. I don't. I Gary's very good at helping us reach a certain marker with the likes and stuff. We're at 29.
Really?
Gary was shooting for 30, I think it was.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
It should be somewhere like around along the lines of like 50 or 60,
Oh,
or like a cool 500. I was thinking like that. How that sound?
hey Angel, what's up, man? Hit that like button as soon as you come in. What's up?
I think it should be like a cool 500, but that's just
Yeah,
me.
I would love to see 500 likes, 300 likes, 100 likes. And
Uh,
not from opening up multiple websites and
mhm.
streaming to them. I'd like to see
Well,
those numbers naturally. Just saying. Yes, Tammy, Wednesday. Oh, see, Tammy, you missed that drop. Wednesday night with those guys is brought to you by those guys.
it
That was a
is.
shop and a drop at 5:30. We do a drop at 5:30. We do a drop at was supposed to be at 6 o'clock. They're drone it
Mhm.
there. And at 6:30, we're supposed to do another one, but I'm slacking
Yeah.
in
Lawrence,
my duties.
Lawrence understands that he's slacking, but we'll get to that one in a few minutes.
That's
Just
because I'm transmitting this show back to China, right? As we speak.
I thought all they had to do was go on YouTube.
No, man, no. Special link right here. Straight to the CCP. I'm
Uh,
just saying.
like
All
I
right.
mentioned earlier, right? Well, in the what do you call it? The commercial drone, the commercial drone report. The big deal, right? With the whole, we've mentioned that remote IDs seems to have been the hot topic. Well,
Yes.
the Commercial Drone Alliance and your fellow friends over there at the Association of Uncrewed Vehicle Systems International, AUVSI, have jointly laid out, I guess, the rules for commercial flight under remote ID, and I guess to make sure that pilots and on board on the same page with manufacturing and everybody, because that everybody had their deadlines to meet, and we talked about this earlier. But they have a whole layout for some god unknown reason they needed to do this. That like you said, it's required that you have to broadcast this remote ID. We know this as of March 16th of 2024 that was our deadline to comply. or
Mm-hmm.
face stiff penalties or being run down in the street like a dirty dog by the FAA in their little police buggies. And no, that I guess they'll whatever. I guess there's no more education period. It's now I guess enforcement. So the so they've laid out a whole thing, but if you notice now, everything is talking commercial pilots, and this is to basically everyone has been talking about regulating commercial drones into the national airspace.
Keep
Um,
going.
but the last time I checked, a lot of these drones up there was flying in the national airspace with no problem. But where they've seemed to be talking a lot with this is commercial drones and airspace, talking about
Thanks,
integrating.
Ray. Have a
Uh,
great stream. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
all right, take it easy, Captain. Yeah, the commercial drones. I'm saying like guys using drones for certain businesses and stuff like that. Yeah, I get that. That's what they want. They're talking about that integrating into the airspace with some of the stuff that they want to do that we've been hearing about. We've talked about it for like extensively for like the last 2 years in some of
Mm-hmm.
these drones, if not more, because we were going back. Tom has been out in Nevada for over a year now, 2 years.
Easy
Yeah,
over.
either we've been talking about it from when he was here. So over 2 years, we've been talking about the change that's supposed to be coming, and it's not even ready to lay out yet. And we're now talking about changes that are going to affect everyone now. The stuff is
Yeah.
not even ready yet. And
Well, I wanted when you
yes,
get done, I wanted to read something, and you did mention exactly what I wanted to read, but that
go ahead.
actually made me say, "Wow!" And Herman's been saying for a while, and that they're doing all of this. They're not mentioning drone pilots. Herman's been saying they're not mentioning consumer drones. All they're talking about is commercial. And I'm reading it right here by with remote ID. This relates to remote ID and companies being ready. By providing a resource that addresses our community's questions around the role of remote ID, our aim is to support widespread commercial drone operations and the benefits they bring to the communities where they operate. They say this remote, nothing about this remote ID working for the consumer drone. So once again, do you
Well,
think we are being used as guinea pigs like DJI and other companies do with remote ID?
the reason why I say I specify it's not for remote ID. Remote ID is remote ID. The reason why I say commercial drones, I separate the two because they have, and when I mean they have, meaning that anything operating on the Part 107 being used to do any kind of work, or even stuff that is operating on the 35, that's
Yes.
commercial.
Yeah.
You understand? If you're shooting a movie, or if you're taking pictures, shooting at a construction site, that's commercial work.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
But
right.
recreational is something else. Consumer, recreational, that's something else. That's you flying down at the park, having a good time with your friends and family,
True.
or by the beach or whatever. And now they're even trying to curtail that, even in G airspace. I'm like, what are they doing here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know it's hard. There it goes with the KRS-One knowledge. You know it's hard when Class G airspace they're telling you can't fly. When you have local municipalities telling you can't fly in Class G airspace, or you have to pay $150 and file 30 days in advance
Oh, here we go.
for the FAA to send you notification that you can fly.
Well, stand there with the controller in your hand, watching the drone fly as the police drive right by you. I'm like,
Yeah,
does this guy have a
like
permit?
most of New York. Like
This
most
guy
of New
have a
York.
permit?
Mark says he's going to be, yeah, Mark says he's going to be down in Florida. We didn't get a
Okay.
chance to hang out with Mark down there. So we got to, Mark, there's a few people I want to get together with specifically, and we
Gonna have
go
one
break
down.
bread and fly somewhere. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely, definitely. So Gary, is Gary coming down there with his wife, or are you coming by yourself?
uh-oh. There we go.
Because if Gary's coming with his wife, we're gonna have to find something for her to do.
Oh boy, here we go.
So Gary can come hang out with the boys.
Didn't
I'm
he
sure
Gary
other
say he
guys are,
was gonna be too
as,
drunk to fly
huh?
that night?
Who, Gary think it'll be too drunk to fly that night?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Nobody, he said that. I know I didn't say nothing about drinking.
Okay. You know what, Lawrence, when I saw this article and I saw some stuff on this, I was like, I have had problems with my internet for God knows how long. And I'm like, yo, I'm losing my mind. And like, when are they gonna fix this thing? And I look at this article and it's like, Verizon has a frontline crisis response team.
Yeah.
Bro, give me their number because I gotta get them over here so they can fix my internet. I've been having problems for the longest time. I didn't know they had a crisis. This has got to be a crisis. How long have we been
Right.
doing this live stream and the internet been bad all along? Yo, that's a crisis. But from what I understand, Verizon's frontline crisis response team
Yeah.
is looking to you ready for this one? They're looking into enhancing their operational capability. Yeah. During
Okay.
during crisis situations. So I can get them to hover the Skydio over the building, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're going to use, right? They're going to look to adopt because they made an announcement that they're adopting the Skydio X10. So now, right, they can hover the Skydio over the building while they fix my internet.
Go ahead.
And get,
I'm laughing at, I'm listening to you, but I'm laughing at the chat. Me
and
and
getting
Mark having a conversation here.
and getting all kind of pictures of the building, right? While
Yeah.
they fixing the internet because I didn't know that they had a crisis response team. No, but I'm just joking. The crisis response team, right? They deal with like I guess they deal with like critical infrastructure when like there's like major outages like internet and stuff like that and like
Uh-huh.
major transmission lines and stuff like that. Not coming into your house or your apartment building and fixing small localized lines. This is like major work.
All
That's
right.
they deal with a lot
Well,
of disaster situation and stuff where it's
well,
like, yeah.
no, go ahead. I was just going to just show the
No,
video
but
while
that
you were still
but
talking.
that well, there was video on almost every stuff we've been talking about. But there's they're really impressed by because they made note of the fact that they like the flexibility and this thing, the capability, the AI capability of this drone. And basically, like I said, they're interested in this. They said it broadens their capability of what they've adding. They're not saying they're getting rid of the other drones that they've been using, that they're adding this to their fleet.
Right, right.
So they're going to keep the drones that they've been using. They're just adopting this as their major drone that they're going to use for operations. Because this one is small and they can outfit almost anybody with this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope it works out for
Yeah.
them. I had no idea they had such an demand,
for
to be
drones.
honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, well, you got to remember they do a lot of phone lines. Those lines carry a lot of information. It's not just you're thinking small because you're thinking about the house phone and like maybe just FiOS. No, they do a lot more than
right. No, I know they did. I know they did.
way lot more than that. Or way lot more than that. And like I said, I didn't even know they had uh Verizon a frontline crisis. This is they call it response team. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, right.
I've been calling
Sound
Verizon.
important.
I've been calling Verizon after every live stream for like the last year and a half, 2 years, and I'm like, I didn't know they had a front. You know what? When they ask me how can they direct my call, I'm gonna ask them for the frontline crisis response team. See if they can be true. Because I'm tired
Let's
of
see.
talking to the lady in customer service
Yeah, right.
and the
I want to
guy
speak to the
over
crisis response team immediately. And no one else but the crisis response team for Verizon. And a supervisor too.
So when they answer the phone, right, from technical support, I'm gonna ask him, is this the frontline crisis response team? What do you think they'll say?
That's funny. No, but we can transfer you.
You're gonna get dead space.
Hey, maybe you get something done. It might, you never know. How many years? How many years you've been messing with them?
Complaining?
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I've gotten somewhere. I've gotten somewhere. Look at it. We got what? Oh, wow.
Jeff Norman says there's no way in hell you'll be connected to the crisis response team. They'll be knocking on your door with a white jacket, huh? There's no way.
We say that all utility companies are set to like dispatch me to like the local police department whenever I
Yeah,
call and say I need to get the crisis response team.
yeah, right. We got another one. Keep them on the phone while we trace the call. Now ask him to hang up, and just as he hangs up, we're gonna kick the door in and put him in a white jacket. I can see it happening. Crisis response team kicks in the door with the police in Brooklyn. Story at
Hold on a
11.
second. Hold on a second. So you said they're gonna come with the white jacket?
Uh-huh.
So that's saying that
Damn.
all of those jackets is a one size fit all jacket.
Right. This ain't no damn crisis. You calling us about your damn internet. I could see. I could see it happening. I'm telling you. Careful what you wish for.
I
I'm
could
just
tell I'm
saying.
trying to run a drone show and I need better internet.
They're gonna say it and leave Verizon.
Huh?
They're gonna say leave Verizon because we ain't coming in there. Are they hiring? Asking for a friend. Happy belated birthday, off access. It was his birthday this week.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Mark,
Happy
thanks for
birthday.
coming in, bro. Mark said Mark's gotta go. Peace and blessings.
Where's he going?
Oh, I could not tell you. Back to
Oh,
work, probably. I think he said he took a break from editing.
okay.
So
Well, you know what, Lawrence? In the advanced air mobility section of tonight's show, what I wanted to talk to you about was Houston. Um, they're looking to well, let me tell you what Houston's doing. the city of Houston, right, is laying out the groundwork, right, believe it or not, for establishing advanced air mobility systems in the surrounding regions.
Okay,
And the Houston airport systems,
yeah,
they have announced that they were in contact in what they claim was major discussion with several eVTOL manufacturers
yeah,
to about establishing vertiports and in the city and at the airports for
right,
there are three major airports. And there's was it George Bush and William P. Hobby, is it? Yeah, and Ellington.
right.
Yeah, they want to establish vertiports there and other places in the city for these eVTOLs. And I think two that they were mainly talking with was Whisk and Archer. Um,
Archer, I could see. Wiz, I haven't heard too much about, but I'm pretty sure if they're in the runnings,
uh,
it's a good thing,
Whisk is cool, but I think Archer has a better product.
right? Because Archer already has some contracts lined up through United,
Well, I mean,
at
Whisk is
least here in the States.
a good thing too. I'm just saying to you that Archer has, I think, a better product as far as the way it's designed, built, and
Hmm.
operates. From what I've seen, and we've covered them all. Um, yeah, I think so, in my opinion. And I think that's what's going to be the future of so-called drone travel. Right now, I guess when these things finally launch, they'll be manned, but after a while, they want to be able to operate them autonomously, which will
Right,
keep
that's what someone was saying in the
which will
chat
which
earlier.
will keep the cost down on it, because I think that they've been talking about marketing this stuff to the common everyday folk, just like a taxi.
Right.
So
Well,
the only way to do that would be to do this autonomously and have the companies that produce the product service the product, and you just have a repair deal with them and a leasing, and it just makes it so much easier for the companies to do it that way. What do you
well,
think?
I just put a link in the chat for those who are not familiar with Whisk Arrow.
Mm.
We've done stories on Archer, you guys have seen, but Whisk
Does or
Arrow, I
was
just went a Generation 6. This is their Generation 6
just don't
eVTOL.
move like
Here
Archer and
we go. This is supposed to be their Generation 6 eVTOL. It looks a lot like Archer too, like one of Archer's birds, but this is a four-seater. I'm assuming three passengers and a pilot,
Mhm. Now,
but
how that going to work?
I don't know, but that
I leave
particular one,
somebody behind.
huh?
You gotta leave somebody behind for support.
I don't know. I
That's
have
where the
no idea.
autonomous stuff comes in. Set them up, let them go like a roller coaster.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine? But I look forward to seeing anything in the air eVTOL, like, because everyone's going through certifications in the countries they're supposed to.
Mhm.
Um, it's only a matter of time before we start seeing stuff like the end of 24 going into 25, 26.
Mhm.
Then they say, but when is the next Olympics coming up?
For a
In
couple of
26?
years.
In 26, I think.
Mm.
I couldn't tell you. I'll
What?
have to look that up.
This
Yeah, I'll have
this
to look
year.
that up.
This year, Paris.
Okay. All right. This year, Paris.
You don't remember? This year, yeah, Paris. But yeah, Lawrence, I hear what everybody's saying about DJI, and there has to be a way of fixing that issue. It's not there's no such thing as it can't be fixed.
True.
There's got to be a way of fixing that. But with that being said, I don't know what else to say to you guys, but that is all I had to share with everyone. And I hope no one told me. See, you guys, none of you guys told me if you've been able to get out and fly this week and how the weather was. But that's all right though. I'm gonna remember that the next time.
I'm watching these storm clouds pass north of me.
Stop it
It
with the
just
storm
rained.
clouds.
It just rained here really hard bad, but now everything's
It's
passed.
not gonna rain. Stop it. You're
Stop.
good.
It just rained here. It's been raining here for the last half hour.
There's something wrong with your neighborhood.
Oh shit.
You
Something's
gotta
wrong with my neighborhood.
Yeah,
It's raining, you know, spring.
didn't rain over here.
Well, I'm watching the storms go out.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's what they all say.
that's what it is. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, anything you want to say? We still got a little bit of time.
It's over. It's it. That's the end of the show.
Congratulations to
I like it.
Legend Big. He's a Part
Yeah.
107 pilot.
Yeah, and a speedy recovery to my man Gary. Cover.
To Bill, coast to coast.
Not Gary. Bill, coast to coast. I'm sorry. Why I get the two of them confused?
I don't know.
You know what it is? Gary's always there.
That's not snow, Jim. Stop it. Angie.
Okay, yes, Angie.
Salute, Angie.
We'll help you. We'll give you one there, Angie. Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those
guys. Salute.
And with that, I'd like to thank you all for coming and hanging out with us, keeping the chat going, hanging out, talking to us. And I appreciate all of the feedback, especially like Tammy Jean and a couple other people. And
that's true. The interaction is what makes it that much worth it.
Jeff, I appreciate it. Thank you. You know, you guys make it easy to sit here and talk with you guys.
And we're not afraid to answer questions. And every now and then, if we do make a mistake, we appreciate you guys letting us know that, hey, maybe that may not be correct or whatever, but we appreciate you all.
Yeah,
and
thank you. And with that, and we'll see you next time with those guys. Good night, everyone.